Let's get to part 2 of my building story, which focuses on how I got scammed. Now, the year is 2023, and I decide to let go of the previous guys. If you haven't already, go and watch the first video. I let go of pursuing them, talking to the lawyers and everything that was involved. And I decide that the moment that I go home, I'm gonna buy myself a house. I'm gonna demolish that house, and I'm gonna sell my plot and buy myself a new house. So first of all, forgive me for the mess in the background. I'm filming in my incomplete house. And so that's it. But then I moved to the UK last year in 2024 around March. And when I get to the UK after a few months, I realized that this is not for me. I need to go home and I want to move home. I was missing home. And that's when I speak to a friend of mine and I tell her that, you know what, I think I'm going to have to somehow demolish or fix the house that's on my plot. I need to build because now I don't have enough money to buy a new house. They're usually overpriced here in Botswana. Or so I thought, because, after everything that has happened, I think it's probably better to buy. So I speak to this friend and she tells me, I have a very good builder. He built my house, and she showed me her house, and her house is perfect. When I tell you her house is perfect, it looked perfect on the pictures. And she tells me, this guy is a builder, he's trustworthy. I've been sending money to him, and he was even sending me receipts. Everything has been working perfectly well with him. So I contact the man and he's enthusiastic. We agree that he's going to build, we agree on the prices and everything. And then I tell him, my brothers will be coming to meet you up in the city, and they will be the ones buying materials, and they will give it to you. I'll send money to my brothers. He says, okay, but then he immediately the next day tells me, I've already ordered sand, pit sand and concrete, and you need to send the money right away. Okay, I send him the money, but I'm like, this guy's too fast. Then the next day he's like, okay, I tell him my brother is on his way. I had already sent money to my brother this time around. He's on his way to buy cement and all the stuff that you're going to need to start. And immediately he tells me, I'm in the shop. I've already done the quotation. He sends me the quotation. Where's your brother? This is like at 7 a.m. Obviously, my brother cannot be here at that time because he was traveling from another town. And he says, I'm already in the shop. Here's the quotation. They need to send me money fast because now the builders are waiting for me. They're waiting and I need to go. Please let them. Listen, when I tell you I had to send him money from my side and then tell my brothers, well, we'll use that one on the next step. Okay, let me just send him money this time around. The worst mistake of my life. Do I ever learn? This is when now I look back and I'm asking myself, do I ever learn? Like, this has happened before. I saw somebody being in this type of rush and nothing went well. What did I do? Okay, so anyway, okay, this is close, it looks weird. Now he's sending receipts and he's sending pictures of materials. So even though I was a bit worried and my intuition kept telling me something's going on, he was sending proof again. He was sending proof of payment. He was sending pictures of materials and everything. So I kept on telling myself, why are you worried? He's sending pictures of materials, he's sending receipts. And I was calling my neighbor asking, hey, can you check for me if materials arrived at the site? My neighbor was saying yes, okay. And he was even saying, these guys are so fast. Okay, so anyway, the house he does the roofing. I pay him immediately, sometimes even before he sends me pictures of the roofing. He just says it's done. And then the time comes for me to come back from the UK. That was 2.5 months after I started working with this guy. the new builder. He has demolished part of the house and extended the house, to the size that I wanted. I tell him I'm coming home in 2 weeks, and he says to me, well, we need to do the ceiling now. Can you just send money for the ceiling? This is how much the ceiling is going to cost. By the way, materials. By the way, I went and I bought the ceiling later on. It was half the price of what he told me it's going to cost. So I get home and I tell him, no, I'm coming home anyway. There's no need for you to rush. Like, why are we in a rush? I'm coming home. When I get home, fortunately, it started raining. When it started raining, I came to the house and there was a flood in the house. So these guys did not even care about doing waterproofing. There were holes visible on the roof, okay? There were holes visible, light was coming through the holes. And I kept asking myself, so his intention was just to put ceiling and the holes in the roof. By the way, he had also, before that, asked me for money for waterproofing. So he did hire somebody. I did buy waterproofing materials, but not all the holes were waterproofed. And it's a butterfly roof, so where the roofs, where the roof meet, there's a gutter, and this gutter, he made it so flat and then put bricks on the side. Apparently not the way it's supposed to be done. Okay, so the house was flooding, and this is where our friction started. Because I told him, now you have to fix this. Like, there's no way water is going to be, pouring inside the house. You have to fix the roof. And I'm getting a new person for the ceiling, because now he had changed. He told me he doubled prices that he had initially charged me for the ceiling. And anyway, whilst we're having the frictions, we're going to the shop to buy some of the materials that he needed for waterproofing. When we get to the shop, this is the shop that he bought most of the materials from. We get to the shop and the manager calls me to the side and he says, has this guy been buying new materials? Was this your house? Is this your house that he's building? And I say, yes. And he said, okay, I don't know if you're aware, but he has been returning materials after every purchase. He would buy something, maybe let's say for 40,000, and I would see him taking pictures and on his phone taking pictures of materials, and then he would immediately return maybe half of the materials and get the other money back, because he was paying with his card. Okay, I was sending money to his account. And I see him, when the manager speaks to me, he's outside. I see him like trembling, when somebody's scared. His eyes were huge, out of their sockets. And I'm like, okay, he knows now he knows I know. But before I came back to Botswana, I was already kind of, had decided in my mind that when I get home, he's sending me receipts, but I'm going to have to go to the shops and check if these receipts are legit. He tells me that, and immediately I say to myself, that means he hasn't only been doing it in this shop, he's done it, in all the other shops that he has bought. Let me go to every shop that he has bought stuff from. That's me. I'm going to the other shops. I go to Builders World. I go to Steel Galaxy, where he was buying roof stuff from. I go everywhere, and I was not shocked to find that he was stealing from every shop. Like, he was returning materials in every shop. Apparently, that's a new style of stealing now in Botswana. I don't know if it's already there in other African countries. I have heard some of the guys on YouTube from Zim saying that what they usually do over there is they will show you the prices of quality products and then make a quotation there, and then once you send them the money, they go and buy in a completely different shop. Okay, they go and buy low quality materials, and then obviously they take some of the money, right? So anyway, this is the state right now in Botswana. Apparently, if you're sending some money, if you're sending builders to the shops, you have to be careful, you have to watch out, because this is what they do. They buy stuff, they send you the receipt, copy of the receipt, they send you pictures of materials. Immediately after sending you a copy of the initial receipt that they have sent you the quotation for, they return materials and they get the money back. So they no longer steal the materials, they no longer bring it to the yard and then take it. Well, maybe some of them still do that, or take it if they don't have the opportunity to go and buy by themselves. They take it and sell it somewhere or build their own houses. So he had stolen, I think, a little over 100,000 pula. That's about 10,000 US dollars, mixed with the initial builders who took over 20,000 US dollars from me and built something that I had to demolish. It's a lot of money. So yeah, he did not deny it. He did not say anything to me. I didn't say anything to me. He just saw me speaking to the manager. Then he texted this friend of mine who referred me to him. He says to her, by the way, can you please, tell your friend to forgive me and not take me to the police? Yes, I stole. Yes, I will pay her back. Then I tell him, you know what, they say a lot of receipts, there's a lot of credit notes, which is what they make for them when they return the money in the shops. There's a lot of credit notes. I'm going to have to go through all of them. Give me some time, give me a few days. I will get back to you to let you know exactly how much you stole. I mean, he knows how much he stole, but of course he's going to say he does not know. I go home, obviously, then I'm just too overwhelmed to calculate and count everything, because remember, I'm still in the process of building. I'm still dealing with other builders. I'm still now having to run to the shops and buy materials. I come to the site every day. I've been coming to the site for the last 4 months. I did not go back to work as I had intended on doing at least a month after coming home, but I have not gone back to work yet. So I've been home and just coming to the site every day to monitor the building process, as I probably should have from the beginning. But I've learned my lessons, okay? So I now get here and he says to me, let me give you 24,000 pula. How much is that? Like 1,000, no. Is it 1,000? How much is 24,000 pula in US dollars? No, it's not 1,000, it's 200 US dollars. Is it 200, honey? I am sleepy. It's 2,000 US dollars. He says, I will give you 2,000 US dollars and I will give you the rest of the money later on. He did give me the 2,000 US dollars. I think it was just a way of deterring me from going to the police. But, it's flies everywhere, honey. So embarrassing. Yeah, he did give me that. And then for a few weeks, since December, I've been calling him. He keeps on saying, yeah, tomorrow. Now, he's not picking up my calls. I think that's about it. I'm going to have to do something else instead of contacting him if I want my money back. So that's it with my building story and how I got scammed. The next videos I will be sharing with you a lot more about my adaptation in Africa without, talking about all the stuff that happened with the builders and the stealing and the stuff. And we will get time to see my now beautiful looking house. I have done a lot of crying and a lot of work to make sure that things come out, even if they don't come out the way that I wanted them to come out. But I can look at the house and say, well, I kind of like it, you know what I mean? It's livable. Yeah, there's still some work to be done. There's still some painting work to be done, but we can do the house tour very soon and I'll show you what we are working with. And also how I was able to save up some money to build. If you wanna hear about how I was able to save up some money to build without having to get a loan, stick around. And yeah, and then also some tips of where to buy lights, everything, what I did, fittings, tiling. Stick around and I'll be showing you everything. And also, I will be talking to some of my friends and some of the strangers that I don't know yet about how they are adapting to the motherland, people on the same journey, those who had to stay and those who had to go back abroad. I'll be talking to a lot of them just to get the information and just so that we know how other people are managing, because sometimes, for example, with me, I'm having to do this all by myself. There's no blueprint of how to readjust back in the motherland and, you know, how to go about life. There's no blueprint. I'm just like gambling, I would say. Although it's my country, I've been away for more than 16 years. So stick around and let's learn from each other. Let's encourage each other and, you know, be with each other on this journey. Comment below what you would like to hear from me in my upcoming videos. And yeah, love you guys. Thank you so much.